I always dreamt big. My wife and I adopted our boys. My kids love their pawpaw. Telling this story, someone could see my dad and be inspired by his walk. I just thought he was like the coolest dude ever, and we did really fun things together.
It puts a lump in my throat, the way I felt about my first child. It gets me right now. I was a black hippie in every way, and they grew long hair.
I remember walking down our neighborhood in Robstown, and he's sort of bouncing me.
And we were talking and stuff. I felt this hot, gooey.
And I just threw up all over his hair. Alice Cooper records in his record collection, Jimi Hendrix.
That music made me feel like those guys didn't care about being accepted.
He took Taekwondo and exposed me to the things that he was doing.
I didn't realize much about myself, because, you know, sometimes you don't see your own reflection.
I think it was around 16 or 17 when I was pulled out of the closet. I had my first girlfriend. I wrote a love note, and a really popular kid found the note. That next day, the entire school knew that we were the gay kids at school, and we were bullied. Everybody knew. They were pointing at us, they were calling us names. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. I picked up my books, and I left, and I never returned to school again. I think my mom called my dad to tell him what happened. That's how he found out.
I didn't take it very well. I'm struggling with the fact that I love my child, but I've got to change her because this is what she's going to go through. I didn't realize the damage that I was doing.
I never would have thought that anything would have shifted in my relationship with him, but when he found out, he was devastated. His oldest child was gay.
I physically and emotionally abused my daughter because of my hang-ups. People I love suffered. I was a soldier to society's ignorance.
I felt an immense amount of rejection, and that created a break. I was living on my friend's floor. I said to myself, this is not what I want. I said, I'm moving to Dallas. As I continued to find myself with or without my parents' acceptance, I think that was a turning point. And I saw my dad shift.
I didn't want my child not to have a dad. I finally said, you know, screw this. That's not who I am. She was my child.
And that growth, being more open and asking me about how are things going and how are you doing, how's your relationship doing?
She brought things out of me that I would have never, ever dealt with, ever. The luggage I was packing, I had to unpack my bags with Stacey.
He apologized for everything, for the time that I felt completely rejected, that I had lost him and that we had that break. And I'm sorry for hurting you, and I love you. It's more important for me to love my daughter than to lose my daughter, and I'm not gonna lose my daughter. That hero, go back to the little girl who threw up on his head and watched him in Taekwondo. I got my hero back. I'm here to help others. I'm here to use this as a testimony so that when the next little brown girl or black girl feels left out and awkward, maybe I can help. I always wanted to give a child what I didn't have. So now that I have a wife and two beautiful boys, and we have this family structure that I never had growing up, it's everything, and I protect it at all costs. It's a dream. You know, if you think about where we came from and what we went through, to have you around for your grandchildren and to be this amazing father-in-law.
Dad loves you.
I love you too, Dad. Thank you for being here.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
This meant everything to me.